some reason seems to have ended up not on the face-it ticket. But either way, it doesn't quite matter. I bring you game number 2 of PG.Barracx versus Neon Esports. This game, this best of 3, is for a place in the closed qualifier for the MDL Disneyland Major. And as I've said again and again, who doesn't want to be able to go to Disneyland? Neon Esports, they tried to go late game with their Scuddylicious Terrorblade, but unfortunately they were not able to get there because PG.Barracx, the Ember Spirit, coming out from Azure, he absolutely dominated the game, solo killing the Tinker in the mid lane, and then catching him again and again and again. And just Ifrit, he had absolute free from, able to get his Battle Fury, and then demolish the buildings with all those further sacks. So PG.Barracx, they need one more game to be able to win. And let's jump right into this draft. The PG.Barracx, they start off with the same bans from last time, but Neon, they've changed it up a bit and they've decided to ban out the Oracle. But PG.Barracx, it's not going to stop them first picking December. And here we go, the Chen, a hero who's been otherwise left untouched in most of our games today. We've been seeing a lot of him in the major, like first ban material, but Neon are picking him up. Do they have an idea of what to do and how to play him?
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
PG.Barracx, they can't have that Ember Spirit Oracle opening anymore. So it seems this draft is going to take them a tiny bit more while he thinks about it. While they think about it. The captain of Spaceman, he loved playing his Oracle, but I assume he'll also take another 5 position here.
Radiant team ban.
Witch Doctor.
Dire team ban.
And there we go, another 5 position. Witch Doctor. So the Witch Doctor versus the Chen, I guess it's pretty good because he's always going to have creeps with him.
5 seconds
It
remaining.
stuns the creeps for a long period of time, that cask. But at the moment, I don't see anyone, really tanky that I think the Maledict is greater against.
Radiant team
But I think
ban.
maybe it's just a 5 position that Spaceman enjoys playing, and hence he's going to take it.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
So, second ban phase, PG.Barracx, they ban out this Phantom Assassin as well as Scuddylicious' Morphling, and that's left the Lysina through to get through to the second phase. This is a hero we've seen banned out, always in the second phase, and it's finally managed to make it through, and Neon are going to be the ones to pick it up. Do PG.Barracx have a way against it, especially with Ifrit's Troll and the Ursa banned out?
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Dusk.
So PG.Barracx revealing their 4 position there for Hoppy. I'm a bit surprised they take the Tusk because he loves the Leshrac, but sorry. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. The Tusk is really good versus the Lifestealer. It offers you a lot of physical damage, and you have the BKB piercing disabled to cancel a ranged TP, so I think that Tusk is a really clever pickup. And Neon, they go for the Rubik, so this tells me that this is probably some sort of core Tiny. The Rubik, obviously pretty good versus the Ember Spirit, they're good spells to seal, and you just have that instant disable the lift.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Should be the carry now for PG.Barracx, someone who matches up well against the Lifestealer. Maybe a Juggernaut? Or if you want to go later game, the Terrorblade? But no, they're taking... that. I assume that's the offlaner in the Nature's Prophet there. He actually does fairly well in lane versus the Lifestealer because he does a deceptive amount of right-click damage, and he'll probably get a Blightstone, and that means the Treants hit fairly hard.
Ten seconds remaining.
But we'll see. We're coming into the last ban phase now. What do Neon not want them to get? They need to ban out a carry, it seems. One who's good against the Lifestealer. You've already banned out the Razor. I think you ban out the Terrorblade just to be safe. Terrorblade or Juggernaut, I think, are my two carries. And for Neon, they need a mid laner. So PG.Barracx, they'll probably ban the Puck, I think, versus the Ember Spirit.
Radiant team ban. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
Monkey King.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. You may now select your heroes.
So I like this Beastmaster pickup versus the Monkey King. Just because it gives vision above those trees. You also have the ability to remove the trees. So the Hawk is all about vision. It's also a very solid disable for this Azure Ember Spirit. It is the mid lane Tiny versus the Ember Spirit. So I think they both farm pretty well in that lane. But we'll see. I mean, PG.Barracx, they just look so good the other game. I don't think I can go against them. So I think my money's got to be on PG.Barracx just because they look to be the team in better form. I think both the drafts have good things going for them. They know what they want to accomplish. But we'll see how this Beastmaster versus Monkey King showdown goes.
The master is here. The master
Prepare for
is
battle.
here.
I believe this is the first game we've had that hasn't started with a pause.
For a lesson.
Looking like a good sign for the rest of this game.
Can't escape your sin.
As we follow Azure to the mid lane, he's going to place his usual ward here, probably. And Scuddy, Licious, he's gone to the top lane. And is he going to be laning against Nature's Prophet? That's what it looks like. They're sending the Monkey King bottom as the courier. Just one of the great perks of the Monkey King, being able to turn into this courier.
"30 seconds to battle."
Now the Monkey King trying to get some boar meat for himself. But they do successfully scout out this tri-lane with that boar. Get the quick deny so you don't give over any experience. And in this top lane, Delicious versus the Treant. Who's going to take the rune? He does have his trees coming in. Who's the faster clicker? It is Delicious, but now they have the open wounds. Interesting level 1 open wounds, but that bonus damage coming out from that Chen's Divine Favor isn't going to be enough. The slow is going to wear off soon, so he should be a-okay, especially with the body blocks of his trees. As we have a bunch of DCs from the side of PG.Barracx. PG.Barracx. I mean, we did say that it was our first game that started without disconnects, so we're just going to have them in the middle. Okay, let's follow this through. They are chasing after this Nature's Prophet. He actually doesn't have a salve.
Uproot and after them.
All he has is a bunch of tangos. But it is worth noting that Scuddy, because he went for that level 1 open wounds, he doesn't have that, you know, that little bit of regen that he gets from Feast usually hitting creeps. And that's what he's taking advantage here on this Nature's Prophet, on Godlike. But they have the slow. He holy persuasions of himself. They have... This looks like it's going to be First Blood. They open up his wounds. The nice body blocks coming out from JL. And it looks like, there we go, First Blood. It does go to the Chenet in the end.
First blood. Thanks and have fun.
So they'll be more than happy with that. And so it seems this tri-lane on the bottom lane, they weren't able to progress into First Blood. And leaving Godlike all by himself. How's this mid lane going? It is a little bit in favor of the Ember Spirit, but not by much. And they are still leaving this Nature's Prophet by himself. He has shown that he can be killed, so maybe he'll show a bit more respect to the Shen with the Holy Persuasion. Meanwhile, down in this bottom lane, they are successfully zoning the Beastmaster as well as the Rubik. That is one of the advantageous things about this tri-lane, that they have managed to push them off the creep wave. But they really want to look for more. They want to look for some kills. Ember Spirit, Flame Guard, it is off cooldown again. All he has is the toss, and it doesn't do enough magic damage to break it, I don't think. Now walking forward, there is a haste through top. I'm curious about who will see that first. Now Chen, he's taken over his first creep. And it's just this annoying chain lightning Harpy Stormcrafter. It can just do this so many times. It can do it 8 times. And each one does 140 damage. It's absolutely insane. For one of the creeps that Chen can take over. It seems Mark was able to get that haste stream that we saw earlier. But bottom lane. They do get the cast. Are they able to get another one? The Maledict on top of it, and he's caught inside the shards. One more, as well as the Boundless Strike with the Jingu stacks. It looks like JL, he might be in trouble next. But unfortunately, Ifrit, he wasn't able to catch up to him. So it looks like they have just left the Lifestealer versus the Nature's Prophet. But when that trail lane happened, he needs to be careful here on JL. But a good kill there in the bottom lane on Rappy. The shards right on point. The pings are coming out onto Ifrit. But I don't think they really have the ability to make anything of this. JL, he is going to be scouted out because of that ward. But they'll realize that he was thinking about going mid at least. Or at least looking for creeps inside their jungle. Nature's Prophet taking advantage of his TP to go back and heal and pick up this Blightstone. Sorry, this ward. I think he had the Blightstone before. Baseman, shards as well as tag team. Only needs one more level for Snowball. And they found him inside the trees. I don't know if he'll be able to get away from this. He uses his tag team. He's being slowed down by the balls. And with PH, but it's a nice cast there. It's onto 2 of them. They get the Maledict. So Rappy, he might be able to get this kill. But he's caught inside the shards. He just needs a few more hits here on Ifrit. He's trying to build up those stacks. He does catch it onto both of them. But he hasn't managed to build up the 4 stacks that he's looking for. Ifrit, he's just being slowed down by the ball. So nice pursuit there by this dire side. And now they're looking for more Ifrit. He's got very low. He has to get that 4th hit. But without that Jingu, he just wasn't able to get that kill. And look at this. The Frost Armor creep from the Chen. It's onto all of them. And that really helped them in that engagement. This action-packed bottom lane. Mid lane, it looks like it's less action-packed. Tiny tried to go for a kill on the Ember Spirit and unfortunately was not able to get it, but he is winning in the CS. This Monkey King, he is farming well. But yeah, Beastmaster, they successfully got that kill, but he hasn't really managed to get any farm at all for himself. They need to be careful. They're all together. They're kept there with the shards. The cast bouncing. The nice TP in from Godlike. But the shards not long enough. They do get the stun. But again, he hasn't managed to... He's being slowed down by the ice armor as well as the ball poison. So he's just not able to pursue here on Ifrit. And get those Jingu stacks off. Really good micro here. Every time just sending the balls over to the Monkey King so he's not able to build up the Jingu stacks. Avalanche. He has hit level 6 first here on the Ember. Just due to his large amount of denies. Lights of Fist, Searing Chains. It's not quite enough. Monkey, he's sitting in the trees. But remember, they do have a Hawk if they want to go figure out where he is. You know, he's leaping over the cast just to be able to help them retreat there with Naive. So this bottom tri-lane, it really seems to be profiting. He's running him down with the Ember. He has Light of Fist, but no Searing Chains. The toss back is probably going to be enough to save his life, but no. He leaps forward. He's getting aggressive on Azure, but perhaps too much. He's not able to make the connection, and he's now just tanking the tower. Luckily, there'll be an Arcade Rune waiting for him, and I think that might lead to some more aggression. Just these boars have really been the nemesis of Ifrit in this bottom lane. With Phase Boots completed, hopefully he'll be able to pursue now. We caught the end of that, right? Ember just getting too aggressive. Avalanche toss. Just got way too aggressive there on the Ember Spirit. For some reason, he thought he could man up against the Tiny, but he didn't even have Flame Guard on. He popped the Arcane Rune, and it seems he just didn't manage to get Flame Guard off in time, so that Magic Burst was enough to kill him. Tiny, do they have a smoke? Smoke? No smoke. They haven't hit level 6 yet on the Beastmaster, so they don't have the easy kill, the roll forward, the shards. It's going to stop him. They have the Maledict, and this is going to be an easy kill over onto PH. Just taking the kill there on Happy. Maybe from the Maledict. Actually, we can see what did the last tick of damage to him. It was actually the right click with the help of the tag team from the Tusk.
Deny.
And this top lane, Lifestealer, doing very well against the Nature's Prophet. He's having a whale of a time, and he'll have his Midas fairly soon.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Over here, they've caught one more. They've built up the Jingu. He actually goes for the stun over onto PH because he knows he has the range to be able to hunt down the Chen. So a great turnaround there in this bottom lane. Ifrit will be happy with those 2 kills, even though he didn't get them himself.
Tower is under attack.
And Nature's Prophet just TPing away from the aggression here of Scuddy Luke. Scuddylicious.
So sorry.
Hawk, it's kind of funky. What's going on, Hawky? Oh, it's an owl, but it doesn't seem to be flapping its wings correctly. Anyway, let's go back over to our mid lane, which has gone in favor of Mark. Oh, sorry, I pressed I, which was the wrong button, but we'll have a quick early look at net worth.
Rune of invisibility.
So Lifestealer is top as well as Mark on this mid lane Tiny. But Ember Spirit, he doesn't really need to farm. He needs to get kills. That's how Azure worked into the last game. Do they have a sentry down? They don't have a sentry. Will he realize he was blocked? I see a few pings. Slice of Fist, it's not onto the Chen. The Searing Chains, they actually latch onto the creeps, but diving the tower is Snake Man, and they're going to be easily able to get to that kill with the tag team, and he goes down, and now Rappy into the trees they've got him, they have the Maledict, they were able to kill off the Witch Doctor, but they're probably going to lose their Beastmaster for it. Mark, he did TP down for this, but he doesn't actually have the mana for the Avalanche now. It's on cooldown. Spaceman, he's zoning, he pops his one, they do get off the stun, but they're not able to get the kill. So Mark does kill off the Tusk, so it was a 2-for-2 trade in this bottom lane. But losing your 2 supports for the offlaner, I think you'll be more than happy with that. But look at them, they're both TPing right back in. But he's still here with Azure. He has stacks of Jingu. He had not even level 6 of the Beastmaster. He tried to get out the Whirling Axes, but he's just going to go down again. Another stun. He's going to be another kill. They're literally just feeding Ifrit in this bottom lane. But Mark, he has mana. He throws himself into the air. He's able to kill off Ifrit. But Ember Spirit, how confident are you feeling? Definitely confident enough to kill off GAL. Now it's 2-on-1. Are they willing to fight the Tiny? It doesn't look like it, Mark. He does have the phase boots. He'll be able to pursue, but he's not fast enough, and these 2 bounty runes are going to be claimed by the Ember Spirit. He has the Avalanche toss, but it's not quite enough, and the Searing Chains will make him able to walk away. Are they turning around on this? They have the tag team. They have the Flame Guard. They have the Nature's Prophet. A bit of a slow, but no Searing Chains, but with the Snowball Searing Chains in 2 seconds. The Avalanche, it does so much damage. It gets rid of the Flame Guard. And Mark, it just looking so survivable. But they have Ifrit. They have the slow. The Ember Spirit, is he going to go back in? Mark, able to walk away. They just can't kill this Tiny. And all the meanwhile, this has been happening in the top lane. They lost their Witch Doctor, and Ifrit, he's their big core, and they're losing him again. Ifrit goes down again, and again.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Now, they are chasing down Avalanche, and they're going to lose their offlaner. This mid lane Tiny is just going to work. Just Mark 5-0-1. And Scuddy, he's got his Midas. He's got Scuddy. Sorry, he's got his Midas, and he's just willing to push this mid lane. The Cask, he just doesn't care. He has Rage. He is Infest if he needs to be able to escape. They roll forward. They're looking for more with the Ember Spirit. Slice of Fist, Searing Chains. It's onto 2. Caught inside the shards. It's going to be a nice 2 kills here for Azure.
Double kill.
You must train harder.
In the top lane, Nature's Prophet, he TP's in. Is he able to kill off this Rubik? I don't think he is. But he is certainly able to harass him. But they're pinging out the Nature's Prophet. I'm curious, how close to your Blink Dagger are you on this Tiny? Only about 700 gold away. Lights of Fist, Searing Change. Unfortunately, it's not a Helm of the Dominator creep. It's just a trend creep. So you don't get bonus 200 gold. But Scuddy Luke able to get that last hit on the mid tier 1 tower. That's our second tower of the game. As well as the mid tower. And this really opens up the jungle for them to be able to contest. So over here, they're pinging out the mid-tier 1 for the side of Neon. And with them bringing in the Nature's Prophet, they should be able to do it. He doesn't have Summon Nature's Call. As Scuddy just TPing in, it's enough to push them back. And they're already losing their mid-tier 1 tower. Sorry, their top tier 1 tower. This is their last tier 1 remaining. A nice stun. He hasn't built up the Jingo Sack, so it really didn't hurt Scuddy that much. But thrown into the air with the tag team, and now they have the Jingu, but who does he leap into? He leaps into that creep, and they're not able to pursue any further into Scuddy. He was able to stop that push single-handedly. All the meanwhile, they got their own tier 1 top. Everything looking pretty good for the side of Neon in this game number 2. They do have the stolen ice shards, but it looks like Nature's Prophet, he felt like he was going to be threatened, but not seeing anyone else follow up with that Rubik initiation. He feels just fine. They've smoked up with the reveal of the tiny Blink Dagger. They'll be hoping to get more. They do see Tusk on this top side. They do see the ward here, thanks to the sentry on the low ground. Tusk going to take it down, but he probably might pay for that with his life. This smoke, it still has a little bit of a while on it if they want to catch someone. And it looks like they're going to catch this Nature's Prophet. He didn't expect all this control, even though he's hasted up. But they brought in the Tusk, they brought in the Ember Spirit, and flying into the air is this Rubik. He's going to go down, and JL is next. The Maledict, unfortunately, it doesn't connect over onto this Tiny, but they have the ultimate. The Witch Doctor is channeling from the low ground. The Avalanche, it does finally cancel the Witch Doctor's ultimate, but they are going to lose Mark. Mark, he was the one doing so well, but Scuddy turning around, and he's going to take Spaceman. Ember Spirit able to retreat away to his Remnant. And a big fight there. They'll be very happy with that for the side of PG.Barracx. Mark, that was the reveal of his Blink Dagger, and they managed to kill him during it. Only losing their Nature's Prophet and their Tusk, but taking the big kill of the mid laner there. Ember Spirit actually returning to the mid lane without healing up much. I don't know if that was a bit of a mistake. It seems like he TP'd somewhere. And, you know what? TP back to base? I'm very confused why this Ember Spirit has 0 health. But let's have a look how Ifrit's doing. He is 3rd in net worth, but they are all so far behind this Lifestealer. But Rubik, he's caught inside the trees. He's not going to be able to get away from this, especially with the Tusk. They have 4 people in the top lane. Nice letting Ifrit get those Jingu stacks. He'll be able to take this tower even quicker. But let's see how Skylicious is doing. He almost has the gold for his relic. They just haven't shut down this Lifestealer at all. He's going to become a real problem into the later game. As he discos away. Rappy had a bit of a rough laning stage, but has completed his plans. And he's even above the Nature's Prophet at this point in time.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And that is a dead courier.
Has been killed. Dire's structures are fortified.
Nice find there with the Blink Dagger by Mark. Was there anything on that courier? I don't really know.
Radiant structures are fortified.
It wasn't the end of the Echo Saber. I don't think there was anything major on it, unless there was something for the Ember Spirit. No, it seems he completed his Maelstrom, and that's probably what was on it.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
But look at this. They have a massive Chen creep wave. They have 2 catapults, a stolen one, as well as the Beastmaster Aura, and they're just willing to push high ground. The shards, it's caught Scuddy. But the rest of the team, they finally have to TP back. They don't lose their tier 3 at this 16-minute mark. Ember Spirit, it looks like you're able to get a very big slice of fist. But they've lost their tier 3, throwing him into the air. The Maledict, while he's raged, means it doesn't take effect. They managed to catch the Rubik. They're going forward onto the Snowball, onto PH. But he's going to be the only one they catch. Ember Spirit pursuing forth more Slice of Fist. There you go with the Maelstrom Proximate now. Scardylicious, he's looking to turn the Raw. He didn't take the damage from it, but he's still held in place to change that Mischief. It's not quite enough. They managed to get up all the stacks of Jinku. Another Maledict. But the Avalanche, it allowed them to kill off Ifrit before he was able to heal up from those stacks. They're going forward. Scuddy, he's healing. Ember Spirit, is he able to make it work? It feels like Rage is off cooldown every second. They managed to kill off the Beastmaster, but now they've lost Spaceman. And he just has to retreat here over on this Ember Spirit. They've lost their tier 3, and they lost a whole bunch of their heroes. The Tusk being forced to buy back, but Witch Doctor, I don't think you're going to survive, no, even if you get the Maledict cast off. So Neon, it feels like they're really in control of this early game. Ifrit's just died a bunch of times. Great work there by Neon, identifying that they just had this massive wave and they would be able to take that tower in time. And remember, this opens up shrines, so you're going to be able to shut down a whole bunch of the map control for the Radiant side. Oh, and is it worth saying that all that fight happened without the Radiants? Next time they will look for that fight. Galilicious already top of the net worth. He's going to be way higher, way further in front. Ken going for this deny of the mid tier 1. It takes him a while, but he gets there eventually. And Ifrit sees a regen rune. They do have the tiny there. Unfortunately, Blink was on cooldown.
Dire's bottom tower has been denied.
And Dire denying 2 towers. That's honestly a lot of gold for denied from the side of the Radiant. In these 2 towers, it would have honestly probably put them even in net worth. And look at this, Scudylicious, more than happy just to show himself. Hitting the shrine, saying, I'm not afraid of you, PG.Barracx.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And they're not able to catch onto the Beastmaster before he's recalled by the Chen. And this is looking like another dead tier 2. Honestly, they just pushed so fast, and the Beastmaster, he's not even right next to him. Beastmaster's taking another objective in the shrine. So 1 tier 2 remains here for PG.Barracx.
Dire's structures are fortified.
They even pop the Diaglyph to 1, stop Nature's Prophet push, and make their push here that much better. Gully, obviously, just popping his rage when he gets hit by those Searing Change.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But they have their entire team here, as well as the vision of the Hawk. And just using these Chen creeps to take down the shrine, it seems this Radiant Shrine is just absolutely forfeit. Azure, he just hasn't had the kind of game that he had last time. He's building into the Battle Fury, going for a bunch of physical damage, because he realizes that's what they need to be able to handle Lifestealer. Side of Neon, he walks into the pit and then infests the Tiny. So they might think that they're doing Roshan, but it's actually just a smoke out of Roshan. Really heads up play. Ifrit, he jumps down. It means he's not able. Avalanche toss that Mischief. It might stop some of the damage. He even uses his ultimate. But you're not able to live through the Radiance burn as well as the right clicks of Scudylicious. And that's the Monkey King ultimate down. They're not going to have that if they need to defend their high ground. Things looking very grim for PG.Barracx now. Unlucky lead there for the side of Neon. They weren't able to make a connection there on this Ember Spirit. Realizing that he was in a bit of danger as they were jumping back to his safety remnant. So they have their Vlads. They're using another smoke. Or is off cooldown. They're trying to find out where someone is, but Nature's Prophet, he's being safe. He's sitting in the trees here.
Dominating, I guess.
But
Onage.
Hawk just able to find a quick pick on the Witch Doctor. He dies in almost 1 second. Avalanche toss. There's just nothing you can do about it. And they have found in the trees this Nature's Prophet thanks to the help of that Hawk. And another one, Ember Spirit trying to escape, but he's slowed down so much. He's going to try and TP out and back to his remnant, but the throw of the tree is more than enough. Spaceman taunting, but I don't think you're going to be taunting for very long, especially when they use the Roar to bring you down. Neon looking like they're in absolute control of this game. With the open wounds, everyone heals from hitting Roche. They have the minus armor due to the medallion and this Beastmaster aura, as well as the Vlads. They're just so healthy. They're not taking any damage from Roche, and that's just going to be an easy Aegis here for Scuddylicious.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
Chen really doesn't have any items of his own to speak for, but we felt his impact so often. It allows this split push and then to recall everyone so that you're all in one lane together. This is the power of the Holy Persuasion and the Divine Favor. And I just don't think it's something that, if this goes to a game 3, that PG.Barracx are going to let through in the draft again. Scuddylicious, Aegis on top of him, and now the completed Solar Crest. He's more than happy to wail away at this last tier 2 tower remaining here.
Dire are scanning.
Ember Spirit, he does have his Battle Fury. It's a fairly large pickup, but he needs to build into more damage after it. He is building the Lincoln Sphere so he doesn't get hit by Roar. Mark sitting in the trees, hoping someone pushes out a bit too hard. But he's going to play it very safe here on Ifrit. He's died a few too many times. Ember Spirit, Sleight of Fist, Steering Change. They do see the Chen, but Scuddylicious is here to try and turn you around. He's going to stick around to try and get the kill on the Chen, but he just doesn't have the damage to do it. Scuddylicious hitting so damn hard.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
So Ifrit, he has the Echo Saber. He's building his own BKB, so hoping that he won't get affected by the Mistrance of the Radiance, as well as that Magic Damage Burst of the Tiny in these fights. But here we go. This is the last shrine. Even more map control. They now have absolutely zero outer buildings remaining for the side of PG.Barracx.
Radiant are scanning.
How is Tiny doing? Has the completed BKB. He's had the Echo Saber for a while. This side of Neon, they're just looking very strong. I'm curious to what they're waiting for. I think they should push in mid lane as well as bottom lane and look to achieve something with this Aegis. Sitting in the trees here, trying to split push, but they find him. He has so much clear. They have the Roar. They have the Hawk to give vision inside the trees. Just saving it. Only has the Necro Book once, but it should still be more than enough damage, even through that pipe. Goodbye, Nature's Prophet. And, sorry, while this is happening, Neon, they're actually pushing the base already. They don't even care. So they found the Nature's Prophet. He might have to buy back Avalanche. They do toss back the Witch Hunter. He's not going to be able to cast any of his spells. Instant buyback from him, but they've lost their barracks.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
Scuddylicious is affected by the Steering Chains, but he doesn't care. He has an Aegis as well as a Hyperzone. This man is just so farmed. He's 6,000, sorry, he's 4,000 ahead of the next closest person, but that's another person inside his team. The wave is pushing bottom. The Avalanche, the Ember Spirit gets away, and the tossback is actually on a creep. He didn't use the Avalanche, in fact. I'm a bit curious about that one. But Scuddylicious with Aegis, more than happy to just lay into this high ground. I hope he uses his Midas in the next second when these creeps respawn. Use your Midas. Midas. There you go. He used that long lost. It was a few too many seconds. They really have to defend this. They have the Monkey King ultimate that can defend for a short period of time. But Scuddy, he's just raging. Uses the open wounds. It doesn't matter if you have Jingu. He really doesn't care. He's forced out the BKB from Ifrit, and they're just going to retreat and go back in once this is on cooldown. So here we go. They're pushing in another way. Scuddylicious, he's fairly happy and fairly healthy thanks to those urn charges. And that's the second tier 3 tower. Now they're going on to the Ember Spirit. Luckily, he does have the safety remnant. But Lifestealer says, if I can't have your Ember Spirit, I'm more than happy just to have your Rax. They lay down the Monkey King ultimate, but it's basically only on Tiny, and he just pops his BKB and walks away. And look at that. He tosses the Monkey King out of his own ultimate. He's roared right after. No buyback there on Ifrit. Spaceman, it looks like he's going to be next. He does have the snowball that he'll be able to save himself for a short period of time. It's the avalanches onto 3 of them. That's a dead Witch Doctor he brought back. You're going to kill Spaceman. And I think this is probably just GG. They have no buybacks. The Sleight of Fist, it does a lot of damage, but they just pop the Chen ulti. They've lost their Beastmaster, so no extra attack speed, but they don't really need it. The Aegis has expired here, and is that going to be enough to send them back? Azure, with the end of those searing chains, it does kill the Ember, kill the Rubik. And they haven't lost their second set of racks, thanks to the buybacks. Or 6M, but I take it back. The Avalanche, the Tusk, and they kill the Tusk. It was actually a fake back from the side of Neon, and they sure as hell faked me, if not the side of PG.Barracx. Wow. This Neon side, they're looking refreshed. They lost very quickly in the last game, but they've come back and they're putting on a clinic here in this one. Delicious. He really has to be my MVP for this game. Getting that first blood, he did something very interesting. Well, when he leveled that open wounds for that level 1 kill on the Nature's Prophet, but it just allowed them to be able to dominate the lane with their Rubik. So really heads up, not just going for the usual thing. And now they have a creep wave going in the middle. The melee backs, they have regened a tiny bit, but not close enough, and now the regenning is going to stop. Ember Spirit just trying to cut this wave, but not quite in time to kill the entire thing. And do they have anything to stop Scuddylicious? It doesn't look like it. If he wants to rage, he'll be able to kill this off easily. So rage, they have built up the Jingu stacks, but he's more than happy to fight across it. The Witch Doctor ultimate, while he's raging, it really just doesn't do much. But they're chasing forward. Slice of Fist, Searing Change, Rager is on cooldown. But no one's inside the Monkey Key ultimate. It's a wasted ultimate by Ifrit, but he doesn't care. He leaps forward. Scuddylicious, are they able to kill off Ifrit? Yes, they are. Even with those Jingu stacks, he's just not healing enough. And now, Naive, you're too far out. They have Rappy as well. And I think this is just the game. You might be alive on the Ember Spirit, but they have the Raw as well. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains back to his Remnant. I feel like I've seen this before, but what happened in the last game, they weren't losing racks when it happened. That's a second lane of racks. There's no buyback on anyone except for the Nature's Prophet. But what can he honestly do? Scuddylicious just using his rage when it's off cooldown for that bonus attack. He's broken the link hoods if they want to be able to use the Raw, but it is off cooldown. And you can't man fight this Lifestealer. Just getting a bit too aggressive, not realizing the damage coming from the axes. And they all tip Azure. They realize he made a big mistake and you have to punish him for it. They go forward, the Sleight of Fist, and the Rage that gets rid of the Spirit Vessel Spaceman into the air. And finally, GG is called as they claim Mega Hits on the side of Neon. A 30-minute game. Neon bringing this series to game number 1 and reducing it to a best of 1. PG.Barracx, they looked invincible in the first game, but Neon Esports, they have made them